Hello again, it's me again. Back for some more reviews. Well, I attempt to do reviews. I'm not very good at doing reviews, but I try my best. I do them in my own way, if you know what I mean. The best way I can. I've got 3 comedies for you to talk about today. And one of them is on DVD, because you can't get it on Blu-ray yet. But it is coming out next year in February, apparently, in America. On the Mill Creek label. And so the first one I'd like to talk about today, tonight rather, is called Neighbours. Now this film stars Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. And it's basically about this guy who lives with his wife in a house out in the middle of nowhere, next to a huge pylon. And basically one day or night, I forget which, well, it was day or night, these 2 new neighbours move in next door. And it just turns out that there happen to be like a couple of lunatics. And they behave very strangely indeed. They like do things like they come round to John Belushi's house and they're making themselves at home without permission and going upstairs in his house when he's out the room and stuff, and looking around the place and straightening up pictures on his wall and stuff, like just doing what the hell they like, ordering him about, telling him what to do and everything in front of his wife. And his wife is going along with this. In fact, she seems to be actually enjoying it. But he doesn't seem to be caring for it too much. He thinks it's completely out of hand behaviour, you know. And the film is very funny. For those of you that don't know, Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi previously starred in another film together called The Blues Brothers, which is more famous and it was a bigger hit. But I prefer this film to The Blues Brothers any day. I like this one quite a lot. And it was directed by John G. Avildsen, who also directed Rocky and The Karate Kid. He directed the first Karate Kid. I don't know if he directed the rest, I can't remember, but he directed those films. So it was a surprise to see that he directed this, with it being like a comedy and stuff. Because he's known for these other different types of films mainly. You know, like I said, Rocky and The Karate Kid and stuff. And this film's also got a music score that fits really well with the film. It's got like, it's kind of like a it's definitely a comedic music score. Yeah, with lots of funny sound effects and stuff going on all the time. It really fits in well with the film, you know. And John Belushi gives a really good performance in this. I think this might have been, was this his last film? I think it might have been his last film, I forget now. But he's really good in this. He holds the film together well, and so does Dan Aykroyd. And it's just a really enjoyable movie, you know. I don't know why it wasn't a big hit. It was a bit of a flop, I think. There's a scene where John Belushi is going on a date, or he thinks he is, with Dan Aykroyd's wife, because he quite fancies her. And he's getting all dressed up in the bathroom and putting this blue face mask on and stuff. Getting spruced up with the, I think he does, uses, what's it called? Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Floss, that's it. Flosses his teeth and puts deodorant on and washes his hair and everything, gets spruced up. To see Ramona, as she's called. Only to turn out that it isn't like a date at all. And it all goes pear-shaped. She's not even interested. And yeah, there's lots of great funny scenes in this. I would say it was a black comedy. And you can get this on DVD. I'm not sure how much it is. I didn't check before I started doing this video, but you might be to get it at a quite reasonable price, probably somewhere around £10 maybe, something like that. And here's a shot of the back cover. It's got a few nice pictures on the back there. Scenes from the movie. There's no special features on this DVD though, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a bare bones release. It's a Columbia TriStar release as well, Sony Pictures. So that's Neighbours, and I definitely recommend that you get a hold of this if you like Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, because it's a really good one to own if you like these two actors. Because I've been a fan of Dan Aykroyd for years, ever since he was on Saturday Night Live. I used to have a VHS tape of the best of Dan Aykroyd from Saturday Night Live, and that was really funny. I used to watch that over and over again. The next one I've got to talk about here tonight is a film based on a board game, and that is Clue, which was known as Cluedo over here. The board game was called Cluedo here in the UK, not Clue. So it's basically a whodunit type film where all these people are invited to come to this house, all meet up at this house one rainy, stormy night, and they're all gathered together. They all arrive one by one at the house, and the cast features some well-known faces such as Christopher Lloyd, Michael McKean, Tim Curry, Madeline Kahn, and a few others whose names escaped me offhand. But this was directed by Jonathan Lynn, who's probably best known. I think he directed Yes Minister, the TV series. I think he did anyway. And this is a really good comedy movie. I first got into this film when I first saw it years ago on BBC One when I was unwell in bed. I remember watching this film, and ever since I watched it on BBC One, I was just eager to get a hold of it on VHS. That was quite a few years ago when there was no DVDs or Blu-rays. But this is a Region A import version, and I think it might be Region 3, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And it's got some alternative endings, and some versions of the film were released with the alternative endings on the end of the film, all 3 or 4 of them. I forget there was 3 or 4 of them. And I think this version's just got one ending. I think you can choose which ending. Hang on. If I don't remember, you have to watch the alternative ending separate on this release, I think. Yeah, the movie itself just has the one ending, the one version of the ending. It doesn't have the other endings on. You've got to watch them separate as a special feature. And this film, like I say, is really funny. It's got a good atmosphere, and Christopher Lloyd's good in this. You all know Christopher Lloyd, of course, from the Back to the Future films, and he was in Piranha as well, both Piranha movies, the remakes. And the special features on this, that's all you get is the 3 different endings. That's all you get in a theatrical trailer. And the transfer is really good on this film. It's really good. It was made in 1985. So it's a really good transfer. It's well worth getting a hold of if you can find it online. I think you can get it quite reasonable priced if you look around a bit. Might be over £10 though. And here's a shot of the back. Got all the different people that take part in the film on the back there, like Mrs. White, and Tim Curry is he's the butler. He's the one that sort of gathers them all together at the house, and there's lots of running around and all sorts of stuff going on. It's sort of slapstick stuff and that. It's a really good film though. It's well worth getting hold of. So that's Clue on Region A Blu-ray import. And this last one I've got to talk about tonight is a really funny film. I found this film to be hilarious. Paul Rudd is in it, and Alan Alda's in it, and Jennifer Aniston's in it, and a few other people. And this one's called Wanderlust. Actually, can't see that very well on there. Hope you can see that okay. It seems to be not showing up very well on my screen for some reason. You can see it over this side. It's called Wanderlust, and it's basically about this couple who wind up staying at this sort of hippie commune type place, and the people like behave rather strange there, to say the least. Like when they first get there by accident, there's a guy comes running stark naked down the road in the driveway of the place at them, and they freak out and start reversing the car frantically trying to get away from him. I think he's a lunatic. Turns out he's just one of the people that stay at the hippie commune type place. And anyway, they end up staying there for a while. And it's a strange place because they behave differently to like most people, because they're very relaxed and everything about stuff. They like share their wives and girlfriends and stuff with other people who are staying there and stuff, and they don't have any doors on any of the rooms in the building, including the toilet. And there's a hilarious scene where Paul Rudd's sitting on the toilet and somebody else comes in the room while he's trying to take a shit, basically, and they're talking to him away while he's sitting on the toilet, and he's trying to concentrate, like he really doesn't want them to be in there when he's trying to go to the toilet, like. Really funny scene, like. And there's a bit where Paul Rudd's looking at himself in the mirror in the bathroom, I think it is, and he's pulling all these weird faces and doing all these voices and stuff. I found that scene to be hysterical, actually. And in their relationship, Jennifer Aniston and Paul Rudd, their relationship is really tested to the max in this film, because some of the other people who are staying there, who live there, are wanting to sleep with Jennifer Aniston, and this girl here, the blonde one, wants to sleep with Paul Rudd, and he's kind of tempted, but he knows he's not supposed to do that because he's married and all that. But it's really funny, and there's another hilarious scene with Alan Alda where he keeps listing all these people off. He keeps listing all these people when he's talking to. He keeps listing all these names off when he's talking to people. You'd have to see it to see what I mean, but it's really funny, like. It's hilarious, actually. It's a really enjoyable film. So it's definitely one to cheer you up if you're a bit down in the dumps, that's for sure. So and here's a shot of the back. So it's a really good film, and it's highly recommended by me. All three of these films are highly recommended by me. I definitely recommend that you rush out and buy a copy of these films, or just buy them online, or even if you catch them on the TV. So I think this one's been on the TV before. Actually, well, all of them have been on the TV before. What am I talking about? At some point or another, they've all been on the television. But you can get them all on disc. But Neighbours is only available currently on DVD. The other two are available on Blu-ray. And this is a UK version, this Wanderlust. You can get this one probably £3 or £4 or less online. So definitely worth getting a hold of at that price. Well worth that price, I can tell you. But anyway, that's all I'd like to talk about for the minute. So I hope you've enjoyed my ramblings. But if you haven't, please give us a thumbs down if you haven't enjoyed me ramblings. But if you have enjoyed me ramblings, please give us a thumbs up. So thanks very much for watching, every single one of you that have watched this video. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. Or otherwise you'll not find out if I'm uploading any new videos. And also, please feel free to give us a comment or two, because I'm not getting many comments lately on my videos. I'm not sure why, but I'd like to hear from you to hear what you think of me videos, or anything you've got to say about the films or anything. Or if you've got any questions about anything, any of the films or anything at all, really. I'd just be glad to hear from you, because I don't hear from many people on here very often. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, everyone, and I shall catch you on the next video. So bye for now. See you later.